Real dark horse on 9, Ali Day lurking on 10, Kai Hurst on 13, and Nicole Kendrick. Louis in 7.
Yep, he's in 17 points. Hugh Doherty's there, as well as Wes Berg. Mitchie Miller and Chris Moores is in 13th. Wade is there. Jake and Alex.
So 2 events still to come. The lowest overall point score wins. We now have the ski race, and then after that, not too far away, the overall Ironman event. We're set, though, for a start in at the ski, and you'll notice the boys go hell for leather right from the start. Booking the starters, holding them a little bit away. They go now to sprint straight down the beach. Big Tommy Atkinson in the middle. Mitchie Miller as well. Shannon Eckstein taking his time. He's probably seen something in the surf ahead of him.
Yeah, critical spot here getting on the ski. Oh, see that? That was... That was on the grey. Wes Berg, he just dived onto his ski. I've never seen that done before, like a surfboard, and then sat up and got on and got away clean. This is critical, Clado, at the start of the ski, getting through that break where you've just got waves breaking on you. And there's Matty Poole just trying to hold himself up. So it's all critical at the minute because you get a good start on the ski, it makes a massive difference to the race.
Ali Day over to the right there had a great start. I think he just snuck over that wave. Wade Kruger there had a very good start also. There we go now, we're looking at Ali Day working his way out the front. The Professor, like always, working his way up.
I noticed Tommy Atkinson as well was off to the left. He had a really good start as well, almost in clear water there.
Now, Tommy said, I had to let everyone know out there, he started his own accountant firm.
Yeah, he has.
Peer Wealth, you can get accountancy, you can get financial planning. Peer Wealth, log on to the website, and Tommy, if he's not at the beach, he'll be sorting out your books for you.
I'll send you an invoice, Tommy, for that one.
And he's a very good competitor, one of the few men from New South Wales. Everyone else has moved to Queensland, but right at the front, it's pretty hot action.
Yeah, Ali Day, as we said before, was sort of missing, and then as soon as I said that, he came through in the swim and finished 3rd in the last race. Well, he's up in front. He's in a perfect position here going into the first turn. 15 minutes of paddling, 3 laps they're going to do, and he's looking solid.
The top 4 there, you're looking at Ali Day. Right next to him, training partner is Kendrick Louis. This is the beach in Perth where he had his incident last year, so great to see him pulling his way back up next to Ali. On the outside there, we've got Tommy Atkinson. On the inside, the big mover is Wade Kruger. 6'3", big boy.
Not surprising, Plato, is it? When you're that big, I mean, ski paddling is all about power and strength, and it's normally the bigger guys that go well over that sprinting type ability, and he's the biggest in the field.
Big boy, he told me 5 years ago he was overtraining and wasn't really doing the right exercise in the gym and ended up having a double shoulder reconstruction. Imagine sitting that one out.
That's what Petrea Thomas had and came back and won gold at the Olympic Games in 2004. So a return to elite competition is certainly...
It takes time, though. When you go through operations like that's serious. And, I mean, the nerve-wracking part of that is whether you're going to come back and actually be as good as what you were before you had the operation.
But you know what? To actually rehabilitate yourself to come back to elite sport then sets you up for the rest of your life to be in a really good place if you can rehabilitate really well.
Yeah, fighting back from adversity. Yeah.
Beautiful shots of Scarborough Beach in Perth. There's a lot of people around for the Christmas holidays, and there's a big crowd on the beach watching this out. Half of them are chasing our man Hayden Quinn. He's very popular in this part of the world, the former Master Chef. Man, when did he come?
He got Cleo Bachelor of the Year as well.
Oh, that's right.
I think the other half are looking for Trev Hendy, are they?
I'm not sure he can win Cleo Bachelor now. No, I think he's going to meet the...
they're looking for
well, there's the training partners, guys. That's Kendrick Louis and Ali Day. 1st and 2nd at the moment.
I think we had a very important update on relationship status there, did we?
I believe that Hayden's going to meet the in-laws in New Zealand for the first time this weekend.
I heard he's packed for this trip and New Zealand.
Very much so. But back to the action.
Sorry about that. We have an Ironman race here.
Making a real strong move, and out the back the boys are on. It looks like Wes Berg, Corey Jones is on one as well. Hugh Doherty not too far away. But at the front, Ali Day has taken a wide run and it looks to be paying off well.
Well, the southwester pushes them down left as you look at the right as you look at the screen, and they've got to keep cutting back because as you go in, you get pushed down the beach. You've got to make it back to that main area, and by doing that, you've got to keep cutting back into the chop. So you really want to go with it because you go quicker, but as you go with it, you've got to keep tacking back into the course, Howie, so you get yourself in a good position.
Well, we see a beautiful shot of Ali Day really showcasing his form on the ski. Clado, talk us through that and maybe some speeds that you've had come through with the Telstra tracker.
Well, the Telstra tracker's clocked Ali Day at 19.2 now. I'd have to say that'd be coming down a wave. So you see him here right now, coming down a chop. He works nice and hard, gets the rating up. We can see at the back, Kendrick, Ali's actually pulling away there, and you've got Tommy Atkinson sitting at 3rd.
I'm surprised Shannon Eckstein's not up there off the start here. Like, his ski leg is so strong, Clado, and I haven't seen Shannon.
Ali Day out on his own at this stage.
He's looking strong, isn't he? Just when you go and say, where's Ali Day? He just pops up. And there you go. His average speed at the moment, 10.4 kilometres an hour. On the ski, he's cracked it up to 19 as he gets pushed sideways slightly, and he's done just under half a kilometre in distance. So that's one lap around. He'll run the ski around those two flags on the shore. Andrew Book has put those in a position that makes it nice and safe. He'll run it.
How heavy are we talking
They're
about?
18 kilograms, those skis, and they're obviously dead weight, and they're not very cooperative when you're tired, so they've got to drag them around. It's easy when you're up in front, Clado, to drag them around. It's when you've got other people around you, Howie, and you've got to try to pull them around the flag.
Well, Shannon Eckstein there's actually picked it up and carried it round. So he, rather than have his tail of his fin dragging, which is going to slow him down, he's picked it up, put it under his arm, and he's run around with it.
Which in the women's series was an issue for Candice Felson. She found out after the Iron Woman that the rudder had got stuck. She didn't check it between the ski and the Iron Woman. So
is that what happened?
A bit of an issue to make sure that you don't get in trouble.
And
with
that
the
does happen. That's reasonably common. If you come down a wave and hit the shore, the rudder can bend and bend up into the ski and it jams. And then your foot pedals, they control the direction you go. Means you've got no control of the ski whatsoever.
Well, taking a look at number 9 there, Kendrick Louis. Of course, we've talked about the fact that it was the scene of him injuring himself last year with the way that the water just drops away, took the step and just there was nothing there. The knee went out from underneath him. So
shot of Hayden Quinn saving him on the shore, carrying him up the beach.
He's in good shape, though. I mean, all of these guys are in very good shape. And from a ski point of view, Phil, to be able to do this efficiently and effectively in terms of technique, what are we looking for? I mean, it's coming a lot these days from the core. There's so much emphasis placed on transverse abdominals and making sure that all of that around the stomach is working correctly.
It is. The biggest one is leg drive. You need to make sure you push those heels into the base of your footwells. You need to drive off each leg. So as the paddle goes in, you put the blade in, you take a nice big drive off your left leg. The right blade goes in. You work on the transverse in the middle, like you said. Love your words.
I've just started Pilates, so I'm very aware of the transverse.
It's about
good.
turning your upper body and really twisting. And your big muscles are your back and your side. Your arms do 20% of the work, believe it or not, and your back and your sides do 80%. So it's all about turning and pivoting so that you can use those big muscles to make you go forward.
A big thing with ski paddling, you see a lot of the big guys that are powerful and get out there. Ali, not so big, so it just shows you that strength to weight ratio is a huge part of ski paddling.
When you're training the guys at your squad at Kurrawa, how many kilometres are they doing on the ski week?
Well, we use our GPS every time we go out, so we know we average between 10 and 15 Ks most sessions. If we bring it back for a short session, we're only going to do 5 or 6 Ks, but on general, you start your winter off by doing the longer stuff, you work your way through the season and you shorten everything up.
And then talking about 5 or 6 K in a session, that's doing efforts off the beach where you're going flat out, having a rest, then going flat out again. So it's really doing that sprint training, so you don't need to do as much mileage.
Ali Day certainly got plenty of mileage under the legs. He came second in a heartbreaker to Kane Eckstein last year, and Kane's moved into the world of long-distance Ironman.
He's hired the Hawaiian Ironman triathlon, which is a 3.8 kilometre swim, 180 kilometres on the bike, and then you run a marathon 42.3 kilometres in the lava fields of Kona. He went over there only back a few months ago. Race came out of the swim second out of the whole field, put in a very creditable 5 hours on the bike, which had him in about 30th position overall. Took an injury into the race with his legs, got through half the run leg and had to pull out. But from what I saw and analysed with his results and his times, setting himself very nicely up over the next few years in that race, I think.
Ali Day is setting himself up nicely. That is a big gap he's put on the field now, Clado. He's really, really pushing hard.
Not only Ali, Kendrick's also pulled away there. You can see the professor in number 3 spot, Tommy Atkinson running up behind him. These guys are putting as bigger effort in so they can break them nice and early, get those points up waiting before they do this last iron.
In terms of average speed, what are we looking at for Ali?
Ali Day's holding about 10.4 right now, so that's in going out through the chop and coming in. You get your average from your Telstra tracker, and that's what he's holding at the moment.
He'd be going out about 7 or 8 kilometres now, but he'd be peaking at sort of 14, 15K going down some of those chops.
I think we got him at 19.
The front of your screen there is Ali Day. To the right with the yellow tip is Kendrick Louis. Shannon Eckstein is there. You can see Tommy Atkinson back in the green and blue ski. And out to the right, the wild man with all the hair is Corey Jones. But there is Kendrick Louis. And this is a man that, again, Shannon Eckstein said to me, he doesn't have a weak leg. He'll be a hard man to beat this season.
And also mentally is very strong. He just believes that he can do it. He doesn't have any negatives in his mind whatsoever. Not afraid of Shannon that's got a record a mile long with his achievements. And he's one to watch over the next 4 to 5 years. And very stiff last year to get that injury when he was leading the series in points. And he will crack a win this season, I think, in the sport. Like, he'll have a win out of one of these 6 races.
How much do you do this on feel and how much do you do it on peripheral vision as well? I was just watching Kendrick looking from the left to the right, just scouring what's around him.
Well, what they've got out there is a southeaster, so that means that the wind in the chop's coming sideways. They know where the pole is that they need to run around, so they need to find the exact angle that they can use to bring them back to the right spot. As we look out, Corey Jones coming down a screamer of a wave out the back.
Sizable too.
A big wave developing out the back. We'll see that as Kendrick Louis comes in, and the boys are trying to get on that one. It's about a 3-footer, as big as we've had today. It's like Corey Jones, the Seagull, doing everything to stand on it. And as Shannon Eckstein gets buffeted on the beach, and Jones has made up a nice bit of ground there on Tommy Atkinson in the green ski. And again, Shannon picks that ski up, so the fin is not dragging through the water. With 1 lap to go, it's still well and truly wide open. But Ali Day is making good ground there. Hugh Doherty as well.
Hugh Doherty's doing well. He's up near the front each race, so he's putting together some low points for that last race as well.
That was Tommy Trinbath possibly getting the ski around the
Tommy, that was that edge we were talking about. If you go a tad too far forward, that goes up your neck. You can't miss it. You need to make sure you've taken that extra stroke. You're righty dry on that solid sand.
Probably got that when you bring your ski all the way in. Is if you bring it in too far, then you've got that run up that can hit the sand and bend and get caught on the back of your ski. So it's a real knife edge between when you get off the ski.
Ali Day leads out the field. In front of Kendrick Louis, Shannon Eckstein in third position. Overall, this is really playing into Eckstein's hand. He's had a couple of good formats leading to the Ironman. He'll be right in the mix, and Ali Day is making good ground as well in the overall accumulated point score.
I'm quite surprised that Ali and it's got that much of a gap back to Shannon. I really am. I think. I mean, Shannon will cover himself and take third probably, and hold that third position on those points going into the next race. And you know what? He's had good results each race, so he's doing exactly what he normally does.
Exactly right. And we saw that in the Telstra Ironwoman series. Is that it was about consistency. It wasn't about winning a single race. Rebecca Creedy did quite well in a single race, but it's actually about, or two of them. It's actually about consistency with it.
It's not only consistency. What you've got to think too is if you're going to spend all your cookies in your best leg, you've got to remember you've got your last race, which is the Ironman. You can't use all the exertion. Shannon here, seasoned veteran, knows exactly what he's doing, saving up something for that last night.
He doesn't care whether he wins a ski race or a board race, and he just wants to win the day. So he doesn't even need to win a race out of the four, as long as when you add all the placings up, that gives him the title for the day.
Ali Day won the Coolangatta Gold this year. It was a fantastic performance, obviously an iconic race that you've won a couple of times, Leachy, and he said every morning as he gets to training, he looks at the cup on the shelf and just thinks, I can't believe I won this race, and it was by far and away the greatest day of his life, only equalled, he told me, by the Swans winning the premiership this year.
which hurts you a lot.
Yeah, well, we're a bit flat about that situation, and I'll never win the Coolangatta Gold, but a wonderful performance to win that event. It's such an endurance marathon, a test of your physical and your mental.
He grew up wanting to do that race as a kid, and he's had his eyes on being an Ironman, a professional Ironman, and that was one thing that he wanted to do, and he's ticked that off. Last year went so close to winning the series, and you know, he's a young kid that has got many years to come in him, and I think he can win more than one Coolangatta Gold.
Well, it was his first major career win as well, so you know, even though he might internalise it, it certainly would give him a lot of confidence that he's at least got the fitness. Now, it's a little bit shorter in terms of some of the formats this year, and a lot of the athletes have been talking about trying to refine their speed and just that sprinting ability as well. For both of you, Clado as well, is that something that you're seeing that the athletes are wanting to do, to focus on the speed, the transitions, those kind of things?
It is. What our goal was here was to set these cans out so we're doing 5-minute legs, so a 15-minute in total. So that means that all your training totally changes. You've got to shorten up. You've got to make sure that when you turn up to training, rather than doing your, like I was telling Howie before, your 15 Ks, you're back doing your short explosive works off the beach. So.
And the other thing is too, just being good in and out through the break, because if you get things wrong on the ski and the board through the break, I mean, that just makes up so much time if you do something wrong. That's the difference between winning and losing today. Like the person who wins today has not made a mistake in and out through the break.
Well, Ali Day was clocked the first time. His average was 10.4. He must be a bit worked up now. His max speed was 20 kilometres an hour, so that's getting pretty quick when you're using your arms and your upper body to power yourself and generate it through the water.
What did you say Kelly Slater does on a wave? 40 kilometres an hour.
47.9 kilometres an hour for Kelly Slater.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, Ali Day is still leading, but Kendrick Louis coming back in there. He doesn't think this is over yet. And they're coming back into that area. They're pushing back along the side of the beach to get a good position for that run up the beach we've done. This is the third lap of our 3 laps of the ski race. And coming into the beach, this will decide who wins this race. All important points, every place counts, as we've done 14 minutes with the Ducati timer there on the screen, and they're right at the back end of this ski race.
And no sense of panic from Shannon Eckstein, just in the back of the shot there, just completely in control. One
of those sports, though, that you can lead all the way, put the hard yards in, and Kendrick could get a wave and come flying straight past you.
Another big thing about this is when Ali crosses the line, the clock starts. There's 5 minutes between each race before they do the Ironman, so he's pulled quite a big lead on the majority of the field, so he's going to run up. If I was him, I'd be running up as fast as I could so I could start that clock as quick as I could.
Good point.
Well done to Ali Day. He had a bit of a slow burn over the first couple of events. He's coming into his own now. Kendrick Louis just needs to get through that tricky shore break. He's got the feet down, trying to keep himself out of trouble. And well done, beautifully done. That ski will be right for the next round in Newcastle, January 12th. But Ali Day, he's got a massive fan club. He knows now, bang, I've got a short period of time to the Ironman event, and I am right in this. Thumbs up from Ali Day. And Kendrick Louis on these sands just a year ago absolutely destroyed his knee. We saw him in the lift afterwards, Nicole. He was distraught then, but he's fought back absolutely fantastically. And back in third position, he's just so cool, so calm, and so relaxed. He knows what's ahead of him. Shannon Eckstein. Well, he's got puffing. Plenty left for the Ironman. So the big 3 are across the line first, and this is so important, the battle for these minor positions.
Well, Tommy Trembath was in a good position, wasn't he, going to this race? So we need to look for him. Kai Hurst, we see some spills and thrills there. Corey Jones coming up the beach looking strong. Huey Doherty. Huey Doherty's up there again as well. Tommy Atkinson's done well. Well done to you. And there's Tommy Trembath. So still sitting in a nice spot.
Corey Jones coming across the line, not too far away there was the big South African Wade Krieger. Shannon Eckstein in third position. He's done it all in the sport. He won another World Ironman title just a few months ago.